stream is going to be me talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the 2026 NFL Draft. As you can see, I'm wearing a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey, TJ Watt number 90, and so in this live stream, we're gonna talk, we're gonna chat, we're gonna talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and how they did in the 2026 NFL Draft. It's not only specifically the Pittsburgh Steelers. We could also talk about other teams in the NFL Draft if you guys would like, but my favorite team is the Pittsburgh Steelers, so we are going to be talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, originally, I didn't have this live stream planned. I decided to do this live stream. I just planned it. I just planned it at the last minute. I didn't think that I was going to do a live stream today, but I said, you know what? I want to talk to my subscribers about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I want to talk to my subscribers about the 2026 NFL Draft if they were watching. Also, if you have not checked out the videos on my YouTube channel, I have covered all 3 days and all 3 videos and all the rounds in the NFL Draft on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked out my thoughts on the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft, my second and third round thoughts on the 2026 NFL Draft, and the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, my 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th overall thoughts on the NFL Draft, 2026 NFL Draft. Go check out that video. But this video, we're going to be talking, in this live stream, we're going to be talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll probably talk about, I don't know. We'll talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers for maybe about an hour and a half, maybe. So, how do you guys feel about the Pittsburgh Steelers? How do you feel about their draft choices? I feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers did great in the 2026 NFL Draft. I am very proud of them. They very much helped themselves offensively. They drafted a couple of wide receivers. They drafted a couple of offensive tackles. They even drafted a tight end, a quarterback, and a running back. And then they also drafted a couple of defensive players. That was good. So, in the first round, 21st pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers selected Max Ihenarcher, offensive tackle, Arizona State. He is the second fastest offensive tackle in the NFL Combine. He's light on his feet. He has good movement, and he can develop really well. In the second round, 15th pick, 43rd pick overall, the Pittsburgh Steelers selected Gurney Bernard, wide receiver from Alabama. He led Alabama with receptions in 2 seasons that he was there at Bama. He's very efficient at catching the ball. He can very much do in and out cuts, and he has a reliable size. And he's good at 50-50 catch balls up in the air, so he can definitely catch the ball. He can definitely compete for them. He can also get yards after the catch, so he's definitely going to be running some yards after the catch. He can always get green grass, and he's a very productive player. He's very consistent, and he has made some big plays when he played at Alabama Crimson Tide. The third round, 12th pick, 78th pick overall. Cookie Man. Hi, Cookie Man. How you doing, Cookie Man? How you doing today? We're just talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, my favorite team, and the 2026 NFL Draft. Cookie Man 715. Nice info. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going over the Pittsburgh Steelers. because the Pittsburgh Steelers are my favorite team, and we're just going over the 2026 NFL draft in general. So, I mean, if we can talk about other teams, we can, but obviously this video is for me because I love the Pittsburgh Steelers. Also, I've done a couple of videos on my YouTube channel covering the NFL draft, so if you haven't checked out those videos, go check them out. But in this live stream, I'm talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Josh Allen, the GOAT. What about the Buffalo Bills? The Buffalo Bills, I would have to look at the Buffalo Bills draft picks, but from what I had seen, they did okay. They did okay from what I had seen. Third round, 12th pick, 78th. Lamarvelous. Fuck the Steelers. Well, fuck the Ravens. I hate them. They're a terrible team. They're terrible rivals. Josh Allen, the GOAT. Draft was horrible. Probably horrible for the Bills, not the Steelers. Marvelous. Ravens gonna win the North. I don't think so because the Ravens, their new head coach is that guy who was the defensive coordinator. He was the defensive coordinator for the Rams, and then he became the head coach for the Ravens. And he's never had any experience as a head coach. Our head coach, Mike McCarthy, has been experienced for years. He's done very consistent in the he's done very consistent as a head coach. He's done very consistent in regular seasons, and he has a mediocre playoff record, but I mean he did win a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers. Josh Allen the GOAT. Now, Josh Allen the GOAT. Yes, Josh Allen the GOAT. It was bad for the Bills. I'll have to take a look over the Buffalo Bills' draft picks here in a couple moments. Lamarius and the Pittsburgh Steelers have more Super Bowls than the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, listen, I'm not saying that the Baltimore Ravens are a bad team because they're not. They're a good team and they have won Super Bowls, but historically they haven't done well against the Steelers, and historically they don't have more Super Bowls than the Steelers. So, I mean, I get the Baltimore Ravens are your favorite team, and that is great. Good for you. My team is the Steelers. No argument there, but like I said, it's your favorite team. You can say whatever you want about them, but the facts are facts. Will Diggs, teeth? No teeth. I lost my teeth due to genetic reasons. My real dad lost his teeth at a young age due to genetics, and I lost my teeth at a young age due to genetics. But I do have dentures, but the doctor says do not wear the dentures all the time because it will hurt your gums, it will hurt the bones in your gums, and I don't wear them all the time because of a comfortability thing. Josh Allen, the GOAT. He is very experienced and pretty good, Mike McCarthy. Yeah, he is. I mean, yeah. Do I feel bad that Mike Tomlin left? Yes. I mean, he definitely wasn't going to get fired because he was pretty much doing the same thing that he's always done with the Steelers. I'm not surprised that I'm surprised that Mike Tomlin left. I didn't think he was going to leave. I knew he wasn't going to get fired because he was pretty much doing the same thing that he does every season. So yeah. I mean, I don't really have much else to say on that. Lamarvius. No, he is not. He's not a good coach. Yes, he is a good coach. He's won a Super Bowl. He has like over a 600 record in NFL coaching. NFL coaching. I mean, yes, he's 15-15 in the playoffs, which is mediocre, but he has won a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers. So he is definitely a good coach. And, you know, yeah. Um, uh, Josh Allen, the GOAT, he is better than others. Josh Allen, the GOAT. At least Josh Allen had a productive season. Josh Allen, and they made the playoffs. Yes, they did. At least Lamar has 2 MVPs. Yeah, Lamar Jackson won MVPs, but does that really matter? Does that really matter that does that really matter that Lamar Jackson has 2 MVPs? He hasn't even been able to take his team to a Super Bowl, so I can't really see that as an argument. Uh, well, Josh Allen made Josh Allen, so Lamar Vargas exactly. Josh Allen the GOAT. Does it that matter when your team didn't make the playoffs? Lamarius, yeah, Lamarius. Neither has Josh. Well, you guys can ramble on about the Ravens and the Bills. I'm gonna, I'm gonna go on with the Steelers content. So the third round, 12th pick, 78th pick overall, the Steelers selected Drew Eller, quarterback, Penn State. He's a pocket passer and he can scramble when needed. Third round, 21st pick, 85th pick overall. Steelers selected Dalen Everett, cornerback, Georgia. Has speed in coverage and route development. Third round, 32nd pick, 96 overall. The Steelers selected Gennings, punker, offensive tackle, Iowa. Outstanding zone blocker, good in pass protection, best inside guard for the NFL. Fourth round, 21st pick, 121st pick overall. Caden Wetjen, wide receiver, Iowa. Gadget, wide receiver. Return specialist, great in size and length. Jet sweeps and misdirection plays. He can make decisive cuts and he has good vision. He's hard to bring down and he does good in space. Fifth round, 29th pick, 169th overall. Riley, now Gatsky, tight end, Indiana. Goods with his hands. He can catch balls, and he can extend plays with the ball. He's a good fighter. He can fight. He can fight against tackles after the catch, and he can block as a tight end. Sixth round, 29th pick, 210th overall pick. Gabriel Rubio, defensive tackle, Notre Dame. Large, best suited as a run stopper, hard to move. He has the ability to hold the ground and he can make run stop tackles. He's strong and he can move blockers. Seventh round, 8th pick, 224th pick overall. The Pittsburgh Steelers select Robert Spears Jennings, safety, Oklahoma. Second fastest safety in the NFL Combine. Active against the run stop. He's a productive tackler and he does good in man coverage and he has speed. Seventh round, 14th pick, 230th pick overall. The Pittsburgh Steelers select Eli Heidenreich, running back, Navy. He's solid in the short area runs. He's very quick and he has speed. He has good ball control and he has good vision and he can make great cuts against defenders. He has good hands and he can catch the ball as a wide receiver, as a running back. And that's overall the Pittsburgh Steelers picks. I don't, I, you know, I don't know why you guys keep arguing about the Bills and the Ravens. I can end this argument right here, right now, because the Baltimore Ravens don't have more Super Bowls than the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh have 6. They're tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the New England Patriots are tied with the most Super Bowls in the NFL. The Baltimore Ravens don't have more than the Steelers, and the Bills, I can go on a rant about the Bills right here, right now. I live in the Western New York area. I live 2 hours. Listen, I live in Western New York. I live 2 hours away from Buffalo, New York. I know about the, you know, who was Mr. Irrelevant. You know what? Let me look that up. I can look that up. Hold on. Hold on. I'll be right back. Let's see. We're gonna take a look at who Mr. Irrelevant is. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull up the information. Let's see. ESPN NFL Draft. Okay, so let's go 7th. Hold on, I'm getting. So. Okay. So, Mr. Irrelevant for the 2026 NFL Draft was Red Murdoch, Buffalo. He was a linebacker. So, Red Murdoch, linebacker from Buffalo, and he was selected by the Denver Broncos in the 7th round. He was the 41st pick overall, and he was the 257th pick overall. Let's see. I want to see how the Bills did. How did the Bills do? Let's see. How did the Bills do? We're gonna take a look. No. Yeah, I want to take a look at the Bills. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh my god. Stupid freaking notification. Sorry, I'm looking at my Chromebook. I'm getting a bunch of notifications, so no. Stupid notifications. You can tell that this live stream wasn't planned out because I had to grab my Chromebook for this video. Jesus, how many more notifications are gonna pop up? It's all good. Yeah. Okay. No. Oh my god. No. Yeah, you guys are not really missing much on this live stream. I already pretty much talked about the Steelers. I think they had a great draft. They overall did great. I think the Steelers did great. I'm very proud of them because they drafted a lot of offensive players. We needed offensive players. Ollie the Reaper 6324. Hi Ollie the Reaper, how you doing? It seems like you're a Steelers fan, so you came to the right stream. How do you think the Steelers did in the 2026 NFL Draft, Ollie the Reaper? I think they did great. I'm very proud of them. They helped themselves offensively. Okay, so the Buffalo Bills selected T.J. Parker, David Igbenson, Jude Bowery, Skylar Bell, Caleb Elarms Orr, Jalen Kilgore, Zane Durant, Torino Pride Jr., Tommy Doman, and Armajay Reed Adams. Ali the Reaper. I think I'm gonna grade it a B minus. I thought we were gonna take Ty Simpson. Well, I'm sorry about that, but the Los Angeles Rams took Ty Simpson, and honestly, if you saw the post NFL draft interview with their head coach, what's their head coach's name? I forgot. Sean McVay. Never mind. Sean McVay. Sean McVay. If you saw the post interview with Sean McVay, he was freaking pissed off. Uh, Ty Simpson. He went to the Rams. If you saw the post interview with the Rams head coach Sean McVay, he was pissed off that they drafted Ty Simpson. I'm like, why? He's a good backup quarterback. Yeah, Matthew Stafford is old, but he would probably be a pretty good backup until he becomes a starter for the Rams in the future. Josh Allen the GOAT. I thought the Steelers were going to take Ty Simpson. Um, Ali the Reaper. I'm glad we didn't. Drew Eller and Will Howard might be special. I agree with Ali the Reaper. I'm pretty happy that the Steelers drafted Drew Eller. And I already knew that the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to draft Drew Eller. You know why? I was thinking about this. A couple weeks before the NFL draft. I'm like, what if the Pittsburgh Steelers, draft an in-state prospect like Drew Eller? I was thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a possibility because he's an in-state prospect. He's played at Penn State. He has had a good track record at Penn State. So I just got the feeling that the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to draft Drew Eller. And guess what? They did. So that was a great pick, in my opinion, for them. Josh Allen the GOAT. About what? Josh Allen the GOAT. Why was he pissed off? I don't know. I guess he was just not happy that the organization of the Los Angeles Rams selected Ty Simpson. I think he was thinking that they were gonna draft somebody else, and that was why he was kind of mad. Comp Gaming 6428. Hi, Comp Gaming 6428. How you doing? Comp Gaming 6428. Hi, how you doing? We're just talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Josh Allen the GOAT. Were you shocked about how the Giants got? Let's take a look at the Giants. I knew that the Giants traded away Dexter Lawrence II to the Cincinnati Bengals. So I knew they were able to trade him away to get somebody. They wanted the 10th pick. I mean, honestly, I think the Giants' best pick was Malachi Fields, wide receiver from Notre Dame. He's going to be a good wide receiver for them. Heat2. Hi, Heat2. How you doing? We're just talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, the NFL draft, and possibly other teams in the NFL draft. So, yeah. Wow, I never thought about that. Never thought about what? Them drafting Malachi Fields? Malachi Fields was a pretty good he was a pretty good wide receiver at Notre Dame, so the New York Giants got, they got a good wide receiver. Josh Allen the GOAT. I never thought that would be their best pick. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. In my opinion, I think that's their best pick. Now, people might argue with that and say, well, the New York Giants have like 2 first-round picks because they had the 5th-round pick and then they traded away Dexter Lawrence to the second to the Cincinnati Bengals to get a first-round pick, to get the 10th pick. I don't know. That's just me. I feel like Jeremiah Love took all the attention from other Notre Dame players. He pretty much did because he was the best running back in the NFL draft, and the Arizona Cardinals selected him, which I don't know if that was the best pick for the Arizona Cardinals because the Arizona Cardinals have a lot of players and a lot of positions they need to fill, but, it could have been worse for them. The other good Notre Dame running back got drafted, Jadarian Price. He got drafted to the Seattle Seahawks, so, you know, he's going to be, the Seattle Seahawks running game next season is going to be dangerous, I'm telling you right now. Josh Allen the GOAT. I think he was the best player in the draft. The best player in the draft. Let's see. Well, I think he was one of the best players. You could really say that Fernando Mendoza was another great player in this 2026 NFL draft. Now, of course, he got drafted by Las Vegas Raiders, so his future is already up in the air to begin with because he's playing for the Raiders, but because Tom Brady is the partial owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, there's definitely a good possibility that Tom Brady will be a mentor to Fernando Mendoza, and he could definitely teach him a lot of things. He could be a mentor, a motivator, whatever. So, Fernando Mendoza is going to be pushed into a starter role, but I think he's going to get a lot of help from Tom Brady. So, Josh Allen the GOAT. Were you shocked about Cardinal Tate being drafted at number 4? No, not really, because he's an offensive player, and the Tennessee Titans need a lot of good players, to be honest with you. Honestly, in my opinion, I thought the Tennessee Titans were going to be number 1 this year, and I thought the Tennessee Titans would be the one drafting Fernando Mendoza, but fate has other plans, and the Tennessee Titans were number 4. And, they drafted a good player. A good player for them, because, the Tennessee Titans, just like the Arizona Cardinals, need a lot of things to help their team. So, yeah, I'm not really too surprised, but it was a good pick for the Tennessee Titans. Though, like I said, for my team, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers did great, and I'm happy with what they did. I'm very proud of them because they helped themselves offensively. Uh, Josh Allen the GOAT. Do you think the other teams in your division did good in the draft? Let's see. Let's take a look. I gotta take a look at the. Let's take a look. The Ravens, the Browns, and the Bengals. Monaguai NFL. Hi, Monaguai NFL. How you doing? How do you think the Steelers did in the 2026 NFL draft? Demon, hello, Demon, hello. I will be in the server. I'll be I will be in the server later. I'll be in the voice chat in the server later. This live stream is not gonna go on for very long. I'm probably gonna go for like another 30 minutes to an hour. Monguai NFL, pretty good. That's pretty good. How do you feel the Steelers did in the NFL draft? And are you a Steelers fan? So far we got some Bills fans and some Baltimore Ravens fans in here. But Josh Allen the GOAT. Monguai NFL, they did good, but I'm a Bears fan. Let's see. Let's take a look at the Bears. How did the Bears do? Um, hmm. Hmm. I think the Bears did good. I think the Bears did good. Hmm. Uh, yeah, I think the Bears did good. Demon, how did the Bears do? I think the Chicago Bears did pretty good, in my opinion. Hmm. Um, uh, Wasted quarterback pick because you have Will Howard ready. Well, no, because we're in a really tight quarterback situation right now. We don't know if Aaron Rodgers is coming back. I mean, yes, I want Will Howard to be the starter, but I very much think that Drew Eller can be the starter as well, to be honest. Mason Rudolph, Mason Rudolph, he's been the backup for years. He's better as a backup than he is a starter. And he was a starter for a whole year for the Tennessee Titans. We already know how that went. So, yeah, I think Mason Rudolph is good as a backup. And I think Mason Rudolph is good as a backup, but Will Howard and Drew Eller will be fighting for the number one spot unless if Aaron Rodgers comes back, then that's going to be a whole different story. Monguai NFL. The Bears wasted a third rounder on a tight end, even though they have good at tight ends. Well, not really, because Sam Roush is a good tight end himself. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think Sam Roush was a bad pick because Roush possesses a large frames, allowing defenders to shoot inside of his gap. I mean, he's measured with with a sub 31-inch arms at the combine, which makes him hard to play with inside hands or hold a block at point of attack. When Rush is able to shoot his hands inside, he has the power and strength to maintain blocks. Rush does a good job securing blocks against smaller edge rushers or linebackers. As a wide receiver, he is short to intermediate threat with a surprising 49 receptions in 2025. He displays average hands, dropping 4 passes in 2025. Roush has a feel for where to sit in zones and can find green gas. So he's he is a pretty good tight end. I think he would really help the receiving core for the Chicago Bears, in my opinion. Josh Allen, the GOAT. Do you think the Jets made a bad pick with tight end, even though they already had Mason Taylor? Let's see. Who did the Jets draft? Now let's take a look. They drafted a tight end. Okay. Um. Um. Hmm. No, not really, because typically you need more than one tight end. But I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's a bad pick, but I'm not gonna say it's a good pick. it's a decent pick. They could have done better with their selection, but always having another tight end is a good idea. Uh, will Howard be the next Big Ben? Possibly. Will Howard has already sit out a season, so he has learned from the best. He has learned from Aaron Rodgers. Now, what the quarterback situation for this season is going to be, I have no idea because they could have Aaron Rodgers as the starter, they could have Will Howard as the starter, they could have Drew Eller as the starter, they could have Mason Rudolph as the starter. There are many possibilities right now for the Steelers. Now, if Aaron Rodgers does not come back, and if he retires as a Green Bay Packer, uh, it's either going to come down to Drew Eller or Will Howard, in my opinion, because Mason Rudolph, like I said, he has had stints as a starter for the Steelers. He has also been a full-time starter for the Tennessee Titans. Now, Mason Rudolph wasn't going to really save the Tennessee Titans because, the Tennessee Titans have been a terrible team for years now, but they could possibly go with Mason Rudolph because he has the most experience out of the two rookies, but we just got to see what happens. Demon. Aaron Rodgers isn't the best. He isn't the best, but he's experienced. At least he can lead a team to a playoffs. That's my answer to that. That's my answer to that. But but overall, in general, I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers did great with their draft selection. I think they did great overall in the 2026 NFL draft. I am pretty happy with them, and they have helped themselves offensively with the offensive line, with wide receivers, with quarterback, with tight end, with running back. We even drafted some good defensive players, so I'm pretty proud of them, and I'm pretty happy with them. Now, how the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to look for the 2026-2027 NFL season, I have no idea, but we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll find out. So, I don't really have much to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers than what I have already said already. So, Josh Allen, the GOAT. Do you think the Steelers will re-sign Aaron Rodgers? Well, that's what we're doing right now. The Steelers are in talks with Aaron Rodgers for him to re-sign. Aaron Rodgers had made it pretty clear, at the beginning of last season that this season could have been his last season. And there's a possibility that Aaron Rodgers could come back. That's where we are right now. We're in talks. But if Aaron Rodgers does not come back, then, he's pretty much retired. And I don't see him retiring as a Pittsburgh Steeler. I see him retiring as a Green Bay Packer. But, if he does not come back, we got a couple of decent quarterbacks to replace him. We got an experienced quarterback we got an experienced quarterback like Mason Rudolph, or we could go with one of the two rookies. Will Howard. He's been in the NFL for a season. He was the third string quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2025, though he has gotten some experience under his belt from Aaron Rodgers and Mason Rudolph. And then we could maybe have Drew Eller as a starter, see how he does. So it really comes down to what Mike McCarthy wants to do. Demon. I'm sure the Steelers would definitely re-sign him if he decides to. Well, that's what the talks are about right now. The Steelers have been talking about getting Aaron Rodgers back for a while now. Now, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to come back. If he doesn't come back, we got a couple of options, but, I feel like if Aaron Rodgers does come back, this is probably going to be his final season. This is going to be his one final run, and then he's going to retire for good this time. And he'll probably retire as a Green Bay Packer, like I said before. But, yeah. So, I pretty... Demon, but it would be better if Aaron Rodgers were to come back. That last play in the playoffs would be bad. I mean, while a lot of legendary quarterbacks have ended off badly. Dan Marino ended off badly. His last game was against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he got destroyed by the Jacksonville Jaguars in the playoffs, and he threw like 6 interceptions in that game against the Jaguars. I'm pretty sure Brett Favre had a bad last game. I'm pretty sure his last play was an interception. So Aaron Rodgers wouldn't be, he wouldn't be the first quarterback to, he wouldn't be the last legendary quarterback to have a bad play to end his career, to be honest. But yes, I would like to see him come back because he does have some considerable experience, and he could definitely get the Steelers to the playoffs again. Cyan Mackey in. Hello, Cyan Mackey. How you doing? We're just talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, the 2026 NFL Draft, and some teams as a whole. So I have pretty much said everything that I needed to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you guys would like to talk to me about the rest of the 2026 NFL Draft, we can, but I don't really have much to say else on Pittsburgh Steelers. I've said everything that I've needed to say about them. I went over their draft picks and how I think they are going to be good, and how I'm pretty proud with them, and I think they have some great picks in this 2026 NFL Draft. I'm happy for them. I'm proud of them, so all we can do is see what they do moving forward with whoever they decide their quarterback is. If they're going to go with Aaron Rodgers, or if they're going to go with Mason Rudolph, or if they're going to go with either Will Howard and Drew Eller. We'll see what happens. Demon, what was the best Bears pick in the NFL Draft? The best Bears pick. Okay, let's go back to Chicago. They got a couple. They got a couple of good picks, to be honest. They got Dylan Thyman, safety from Oregon. They got Sam Roush, tight end from Stanford. They got Xavier Thomas, wide receiver from LSU, and Kayshawn Elliott, linebacker from Arizona State. and Jordan Van Denberg, defensive tackle from Georgia Tech. So they got a couple of good players, in my opinion. But if you had to ask me who their best player is, I would have to say Dylan Theinman, safety from Oregon. Because typically the first round pick is the best pick. Josh Allen the GOAT. You are my new favorite football YouTuber. Well, thank you, Josh Allen the GOAT. If you like my YouTube channel and if you like my live streams, I would recommend you to please like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube channel. Turn on all notifications for all my videos. And keep coming back to my live stream to get my watch hours up on YouTube. That would definitely be appreciated. But I just don't do NFL stuff. I just don't do football stuff. I do a lot of different stuff. I do wrestling news videos. I do predictions and reactions for WWE. I do fan film reviews, short film reviews, movie reviews, food reviews. I do anything possible. So, me talking about the NFL, me talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers and all that, that's not the only thing I do. So, I mean, if you like other things, Josh Allen the GOAT, you might be able to find something that you like. Also, I did mention this. I did say this earlier in the video, but I am from the Western New York area. I live in Western New York. I live in Jamestown, New York. I live in Jamestown, New York, so I live 2 hours away from Buffalo, New York, and 45 minutes away from Erie, Pennsylvania. So I live in the Western New York area, and I know about the Buffalo Bills. But honestly, my dad's side of my family, we're all Pittsburgh Steelers fans. But as for my mom's side, that's a goofy mess that I don't really want to talk about. Tonka Trill. I thought I knew, but I ain't no, I thought, okay? Prank. Hey man, how was your day? Much love from Cape Town, South Africa. Thank you, Prank. I appreciate it. We're just here talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, the 2026 NFL Draft, having some fun. So that's what we're talking about. I don't know if you watched the NFL Draft from South Africa. I don't really know the statistics of people from South Africa watching American football. I don't know what your favorite team would be. Tonka Trill, you got any parlay locks? What does that mean? I don't know what that is. You gotta explain yourself, Tonka Trill, because I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Tonka Trill, bets. Oh, no, I didn't bet on anything. No, I didn't bet on anything. I didn't bet on this NFL draft. I don't really do bets. I just like talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers on my YouTube channel. Hank Hill, I tell you what, I love King of the Hill. I like Hank Hill. It's one of my favorite adult cartoons. So thank you, Hank Hill, for coming in. I know. How did the Dallas Cowboys do, actually? Um, I mean, the Dallas Cowboys did pretty good. Prankus, we mostly watch rugby. U.S. is actually hosting the 2031 World Cup. You should check it out. I'm not really the biggest fan of the World Cup, but I will definitely be checking it out for America and seeing how they do. But I don't really watch the World Cup that much. I'm more into American football, NFL, so yeah. But like I said, I pretty much said everything I needed to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers, so prank. I mean, rugby, the sport. Yeah, I know about rugby. I don't really watch it. I mean, I watch American football, the NFL. Tonka Trill. How many Super Bowls did the Pittsburgh win? They won 6 Super Bowls. They're tied with the New England Patriots for the most Super Bowls in the NFL. Yeah, they're yeah. Yeah. Um yeah, they're tied with the most Super Bowls in the NFL. The New England Patriots have 6 and the Pittsburgh Steelers have 6. Though if you want to know the person with what years, okay? Um let's see. I can't remember all the years, but let's see. Let's see. Let's see. They won a Super Bowl in 1974, 1975, 1978, 1979, 2005, and 2008. Demon. Yes, they won 2 back-to-backs in 1974, 1975, 1978, and 1978. So they done it twice. Yes, I know. Terry Bradshaw was on the team. I just couldn't remember all the years. Demon, you could cover the NBA playoffs. Yes, they did have back to backs. They did it twice 1974 to 1975 and 1978 to 1979. That's fire. Yes, yes. The Pittsburgh Steelers are a historical team. Now, I'm not watching the Pittsburgh Steelers because I'm a bandwagon fan. I'm not a bandwagon fan. I've always been a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that's because my whole side of my dad's family likes the Pittsburgh Steelers. Even though I don't live near Pittsburgh, I'm not in the Pittsburgh area, but I do. Tonka Trail. I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. Cool. I live in the Western New York area, so I should be the Buffalo Bills fan, but I'm not. I've always liked the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've always been a Steelers fan. My whole side of my dad's family are Steelers fans, and you know, I'm not really particularly a fan of the Buffalo Bills, but I do like the Steelers. Uh, Tonka Trill. I think the Bills will win the Super Bowl this year. I disagree. They're not going to win. They, I disagree. They're not going to win. They say they're going to win a Super Bowl every year. The Buffalo Bills praise around saying, "Oh, we're gonna win a Super Bowl this year. Oh, we're gonna win a Super Bowl this year. Oh, they're gonna win a Super Bowl this year." Well, they say that every year. They say that every year, and they don't win a Super Bowl. So I can't trust. Who's going to win then? I think the Seattle Seahawks have a good chance of winning, because of their dangerous rushing game. Uh, Tonka Trill. The Pittsburgh Steelers is actually ass. They haven't won a Super Bowl in years. Same thing goes for the Green Bay Packers. They haven't won a Super Bowl in years, so what's your argument? And the Buffalo Bills lost the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. Uh, yeah, they lost 4 Super Bowl years in a row, so yeah, no. Uh, let's see. Demon, Josh Allen's good. Yeah, I know Josh Allen is good, but they say every season that they're going to win a Super Bowl, and they haven't won a Super Bowl. Why is that? Why is that? Why do they? I mean, they got all these good players. Um, Demon, Bill Boy. I love losing Super Bowls. They do. A Tonka Trill. At least they made it to a Super. Yeah, they made it to a Super Bowl 4 times. Well, no, they didn't make it to a Super Bowl actually. Actually, they've made the playoffs, but they've never been able to make a Super Bowl. They have lost in the playoffs all the years that they've made the playoffs. I could go through all the years with the Buffalo Bills. Hmm. Well, yes, but I mean, the Buffalo Bills have had good team for a couple of years now, and they still haven't won one. So, and you know, even if they do make the playoffs this year, I feel like they're just going to lose again, like they always do. Especially if the Kansas City Chiefs or the Baltimore Ravens make it in again. Not spite, not spiting on any light on the Baltimore Ravens because I'm not a particular fan of them because they're rivals to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but that's just how it works. Let's see. Uh uh Tonka Trail. This year is their year. I believe it when I see it. Uh Tonda Wanda Kardax. How do you feel about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Well, let's see. I can look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Um. Honestly, Chiefs are Chiefs are overrated. They're overrated. Yeah, they are overrated, but they're good for a reason. They've actually made the playoffs and have actually won a Super Bowl, unlike the Bills. How do you feel about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers draft? I feel like they did okay, but the best two players that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers drafted was Reuben Bain Jr., edge from Miami, and Ted Hurst, wide receiver from Georgia State. Those are the best players that they drafted, so they did okay. Demon overrated. Yes, I agree. The Chiefs are overrated, but at least unlike the Bills, they have made the playoffs and have actually won a Super Bowl. You get the uh yeah, he was trying to say that they're overrated. So let's see. See, like Tonda and Carducks. The Chiefs are overrated, but they had their era 2019 through 2022. That's correct. Uh uh S Queen TV. The Chiefs are being featured in the AFC Championship game for Mahomes' entire career. Besides last year's, not overrated. Yeah, let's see if they can beat the Steelers' record first. Let's see if they can beat the Pittsburgh Steelers' record and the New England Patriots record. Then we can start talking about record setting. Also, I did some statistics here. The Buffalo Bills have made the playoffs in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. That was 7 seasons. They've been talking about Ask Queen TV. They had one bad year. Yeah, one bad year. Yeah, one bad year. Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. You say that they're going to be record setting. Well, why haven't they won more Super Bowls than the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots? Can you tell me that? I don't think you can answer that. Tonawanda Carducks. Patrick Mahomes may get one more Super Bowl, but I don't think he's going to break the record. Yeah, I don't think so. You say that they're record breaking. Well, they haven't broken any records yet. The New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers have the most Super Bowls in NFL history. And if you're does the AFC Championship really matter though? What matters is you winning a Super Bowl. That's the whole point of you being in the playoffs is to win a Super Bowl. And well, their stability. Well, we'll see what their stability is next season. Because I mean, let's see. I don't even know who they drafted. I'm gonna take a look at who they drafted. Mm. Mm. I mean, I took a look at who they drafted. I mean, uh, yeah, Tondo Wanda Cardex. The Chiefs drafted a quarterback. Yeah, I know they drafted a quarterback. They drafted Garrett Newsonmeyer. Garrett Newsonmeyer was drafted to the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm like, okay, okay. Going into the NFL draft, he was injured. He had like a back injury or whatever. I guess I don't know, but yeah. Uncle Bingo, stop lying, please. Lying about what? Lying about what? Can you tell me? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's this freaking troll again. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. My name is not fucking Cameron. I don't know who those motherfuckers are that keep spamming, trolling my voice chat. My name is not Cameron. My name is Joey. I live in Western New York. I don't live in Western Pennsylvania. I don't live near Pittsburgh's. I don't live in Pittsburgh, so yeah, I don't know what the hell they're going on about. I'm probably I'm probably gonna go for another 30 minutes and then I'm gonna end off the stream. Oh man. Tonka Trill. I parked my thoughts in a sandwich and it started running sideways. Cool. Uh, but yeah, like I said what I needed to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, I mean, if you guys would like to continue talking about the 2026 NFL Draft and, you know, other teams to talk about, that would be cool. But I've said everything that I needed to say for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Uh, Demon, let's be honest here. Most draft picks don't end well. Yeah, that's true. Tonka Trill, I borrow the thought from the ceiling and I refuse to sit down. Mm. Tonka Cardex, let's be honest. Two worst teams had the best draft. Mm. I can kind of agree with the Cleveland Browns. The Jets, not so much. Who did the Jets select? Mm. No. Meh. I think Cleveland and I think the Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets did good. Tom Control, I stepped on a thought and apologize to my shoes. I think the Jets and the Browns did good, though I don't think, though I don't think they did better than the Steelers, in my opinion. Demon, Jets are cursed on the draft. Yeah, they're pretty cursed, alright. They're pretty cursed. They're pretty cursed. Tonawanda Carducks, you guys had a bad first round, then the rest of the draft was good. What do you mean? The Steelers only had one first round pick and they picked an offensive tackle. I thought that was very good in my opinion. Demon, Kayshawn Johnson comes into mind. We didn't draft that guy. We didn't draft that guy. Kayshawn Johnson, we didn't draft that guy. That was the Jets, I think, right? Browns. Maybe the Browns drafted him. No, the Browns didn't draft him. The Jets didn't draft Kayshawn Johnson. I'm looking at their draft board right now. They didn't draft him. Yeah, they didn't draft Kayshawn Johnson. Let's take a look at the. I'm gonna take a look. I don't know. Yeah. Tonka Trill, the coach, drew a diagram at me and become a sandwich formation. Tonka Trill, the scoreboard blink in the Morse code and accuse me of halftime. Tonawanda Carducks. You guys drafted that Max guy. He didn't play a snap in the NFL. No. No, he didn't play his first snap until college, and what people have been saying about him is that he's a good pick for the Steelers because yeah. Yeah, they're saying he's a good pick for the Steelers, so I don't know. We'll see what happens because they're saying he's a good pick. Well, yeah, I mean, we need offensive linemen, so the Steelers are definitely going to use them. I can definitely see him. I can definitely see him alongside with Broderick Jones, and then we're probably gonna be using this other. Who was the other offensive lineman we drafted? Yeah, Gunnings Punker. He's definitely gonna start too. Uh, Tonka Trill, you know very little about the. What are you talking about, bro? I've watched the Steelers for my whole life, so how can you say I'm on the bandwagon, bro? You know, I don't need time for this argument because I'm an actual Steelers fan. I've watched the Steelers for my whole life. My whole side of my dad's family are Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Uh, My dad's family have probably started watching the Pittsburgh Steelers since 1933 when they first started existing and started first playing in the NFL. I'm not a Patriots fan. I hate the Patriots. I like the Steelers. I said that earlier. That's what this stream is about. My favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I do not like the New England Patriots. I hate the New England Patriots, and I hated when they won 6 Super Bowls. Mm. Tana, Tonawanda Kardex. But what's up with the quarterback battle? Are you guys gonna start Drew Eller or Will Howard? That's a tough call because a lot of people are saying that right now we're trying to get Aaron Rodgers back, but if we don't get Aaron Rodgers back, then there could be a three-way battle for the starting position. It could go to either Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, or Drew Eller. We just kind of see what happens. Josh Allen the GOAT. Hey, I'm back. Hello, Josh Allen the GOAT. How you doing? Uh, Tonka Trill. You jumped on the wagon when everybody else. Fuck the Patriots. I hate the New England Patriots. I was not happy when they won all those Super Bowls. Do you think I'm happy? Do you think that I liked when Tom Brady cheated and costed the Indianapolis Colts a Super Bowl? Do you think I'm happy that they cheated and costed the New Orleans Saints a Super Bowl? Tom Brady is a cheater. He cheated. He deflated those balls. He was watching and recording other teams on their sideline. The Pittsburgh Steelers never needed to do that. They won all their Super Bowls on their own because they had great players, they had great teams, they had great offenses, they had great defenses. They had many players. The Patriots needed to cheat to win a Super Bowl. I've never been a fan of the New England Patriots. And I was pretty pissed off when they won 6 Super Bowls. So, also, another fun fact about me, there was a period of time where I did live 45 minutes away from Pittsburgh for 3 years. I lived in Pennsylvania for a little bit. Obviously, I've lived in New York for most of my life, 19 years exactly. The 3 other years were in Pennsylvania, but I did live 45 minutes away from Pittsburgh, and I've been to Pittsburgh a couple of times. So, what are you talking about? Uh, Josh Allen the GOAT. If he was a Patriots fan, why is he wearing a Steelers jersey? Exactly. Josh Allen the GOAT knows what he's talking about. Tonda Wanda Cardouts. Only true Pittsburgh Steelers fans know what was known as what their first name before the Pittsburgh Steelers was. Yes, the first name of the Pittsburgh Steelers, originally they were the Pittsburgh Pirates, and then they became the Pittsburgh Steelers because Pittsburgh is the iron making capital of the world. So they make steel iron for everybody, and that's how they became the Steelers. So I know the history of the Steelers. They were originally the Pittsburgh Pirates, and then they became the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm a Steelers fan. Why do I have to need to argue this point? Oh my god. Tonka Trill, you don't even know what years they won the Super Bowl. You had to look it up. True Pats fans will know that. No, I'm not a Patriots fan. Oh my god, I'm a Steelers fan. How many times do I have to argue this point? Tonka Trill, what was the Pittsburgh Steelers' first name before they were the Steelers then, little bro? The Pittsburgh Pirates. That's what they were. Tonka Trill. Tonka Trill, the Patriots never cheated, bro. Stop putting bad words on them. Yes, they did. They cheated. Tom Brady cheated. They had to record the sidelines of the New York Giants and the Cincinnati Bengals to win a Super Bowl. They also needed to deflate footballs to win games. Like, how that's not cheating, I have no idea. You figure that out for yourself. Tonka Trill. The Patriots is the top NFL team ever made. Yeah, right. The Pittsburgh Steelers were the top team because they won 6 Super Bowls. 1974, 1975, 1978, 1979, 2005, and 2008. Josh Allen the GOAT. Are you stupid? They literally deflated the balls and they would film other teams. I know, I agree. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, this guy has no recollection of that happening. Tonka Trill, Patriot. Tonka Trill, that's a conspiracy theory. He never delayed those balls. Okay, then why did the NFL suspended him for 4 games for deflating footballs? Can you answer that question? Tonka Cardaps. This guy is not a bandwagon if he knows that. Yes, I mean, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I've been saying this for the whole live stream. If I'm talking about a Pittsburgh Steelers on the live stream, then, why wouldn't I be the Pittsburgh Steelers fan that I say I am? Also, I'm talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers draft picks. I even wrote down their draft picks for the Pittsburgh Steelers. How am I not a Pittsburgh Steelers fan if I wrote down their picks? Like, what the hell? Josh Allen the GOAT. What about the filming the other teams? Tonka Trill. People are saying that they've deflated the balls when they really didn't. Are you one of them? Yes, I am one of them. Josh Allen the GOAT. Yeah, they deflated the balls. Yeah, they definitely did. That kid from LA. Yo, what's up, gang? What's up, man? How you doing? That kid from LA 24. Go Rams. Yeah, the Rams are good. Tonka, bro, they never deflated balls. People who say that are haters. Yes, I am a hater because I don't like the New England Patriots. I'm a Steelers fan. If you haven't figured that out, I don't know what to say. Josh Allen the GOAT. You are. Josh Allen the GOAT. So annoying because everybody knows that they deflated balls. Tonka Cardux. What was the World War II team the Pittsburgh Steelers merged with? They actually merged with 2 teams. They merged with the Chicago Cardinals to become the Pitt Cardinals. So they were the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chicago Cardinals. And they also merged with the Philadelphia Eagles to become the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles, which are the Steagles. So, they actually merged with 2 teams, and I know both. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chicago Cardinals, and the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles. So, they became the Pitt. I think the Pitt Card something. I don't know. Weird name. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles, the Steagles. So I know both. I didn't even need to look that up. Josh Allen the GOAT. It was the Steelers and the Eagles. Tonawanda Carducks. You got it right, but you switched them. The first one was the Steelers and the Eagles, then it was the Steelers and the... Yeah. I know. They merged with 2 teams, so I know, yeah. Yeah, I'm a true Steelers fan. I don't know what that guy was going on about. He was saying I'm a Patriots fan. I'm wearing a Steelers jersey. How am I a Patriots fan? I'll never get that one. Nope, I'll never get that one. I'll never get it. I mean, I can say that I do have a second favorite team, even though we were talking about them earlier. My second favorite team is the Kansas City Chiefs, but I don't actively follow them like I do the Steelers. Obviously, the Pittsburgh Steelers are my favorite team, so I'm obviously gonna follow them 100%. But I would kind of want to correct. What? I thought you would be a Steelers Eagles fan. No, I'm not. No. The Eagles are good. I mean, I would say with the Eagles, I have a love-hate relationship with them. I love the Philadelphia Eagles when they're doing good on their own, but I'm not a fan of them when they play the Steelers and they beat the Steelers. So I have a love-hate relationship with the Eagles. But yeah, the Eagles are good, but I don't know. I liked the Kansas City Chiefs before they were even a Super Bowl contender, before they were even winning all those Super Bowls. You can't even. Honestly, you know, I don't even like the Kansas City Chiefs for their name or for their players or anything like that. Well, maybe I have a little nostalgia for Alex Smith, but Alex Smith on the Chiefs was awesome, but I like the Kansas City Chiefs because of their colors, the red and yellow. I like that, but no, Steelers fan here 100%. Tanawa Kardex. Honestly, the Steagles name. Yeah, pretty cool. But like, I have a love hate relationship with the Eagles. I love them when they're doing good on their own, but I hate them when they play the Steelers, and I hate when the Steelers lose to them. The Steelers don't have a good record against the Eagles. well, Tondawanda Kardex. Honestly, they should just merge. Take the best players from both teams and make them the Steagles. It seems like to me that you are an NFL historian. Based on your name, Tondawanda Kardex was an NFL team that lasted from 1913 to 1931. They played at Tonawanda High School, but they were also a traveling team. They played for Tonawanda, New York, and their colors was navy and silver. Their head coach was Walter Tom Rose. Their nickname were the Jacks. So, yeah, that's pretty cool that you're a Tonawanda fan. I live in the Tonawanda area because I live in Western New York, though I don't live in Tonawanda itself. I live in Jamestown, New York. So I live 2 hours away from Buffalo, New York. 2 hours away from Buffalo, New York, and 45 minutes away from Erie, Pennsylvania. Alright, guys, I think I'm going to end off this live stream in 7 minutes. So, if there's anything else you guys would like to talk about in the 2026 NFL Draft, please do before I end off this stream. I don't really have anything else to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers than what I have already said, but so if you guys have anything else to ask about the 2026 NFL Draft or anything else to say about the 2026 NFL Draft, say it before I end off the stream. Tondawanda Kardex. What would the roster look like if they merged together? Because Tondawanda Kardex, but who else would you think they would take from the Steelers roster? Let's see. You mentioned T.J. Watt, Michael Pittman Jr., D.K. Metcalf, Cameron Hayward. They would probably take Jalen Warren. Uh, they would take. They would take. They would take Alex Highsmith. They would take Derek Harmon. They would take Broderick Jones. They would take several players, I would think. My time for the MLB. I'm a Ravens fan. Cool. I'm obviously not gonna. Well, obviously, that's your opinion. You're a Ravens fan. That's cool, but obviously, we probably have a shared hatred with each other because I like the Pittsburgh Steelers and you like the Baltimore Ravens. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to be ending this stream in 5 minutes. So if you have anything else to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers or 2026 NFL Draft, make yourself known because I am ending the live stream in 5 minutes. I've gone long enough. This live stream has gone long enough. Tondawanda Kardex. I just thought about it more, and they would probably take more Eagles players than the Steelers because offensive line would probably be filled with the Eagles players, wide receivers, cores, pretty much mixed. Yeah, I think they would be pretty mixed as well. Logan the McMahon. Here we go, Steelers. Yes, here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Yep. Let's go, Steelers. Let's go, Steelers, everybody. Let's see how they do this season. But, yeah, like I said, I'm probably going to be ending off this live stream in 3 minutes, so... Pipsqueak 4839, go Eagles. Yeah, I know. But yeah, so I'm gonna be ending the stream off in 3 minutes. So if you guys have anything else to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers or the 2026 NFL Draft, make yourself known because I'm gonna be ending off this stream in 3 minutes. Tonawanda Kardex. Running back, you got Saquon, Jalen Warren. Tight end would be probably Dallas Goedert, and then Pat Freiermuth, and Jordan Washington. Tonawanda Kardex. Then the defense. The only two locks are Cameron Hayward and T.J. Watt. What about Alex Highsmith? What about Broderick Jones? What about Derek Harmon? Tonawanda Kardex. Their kicker will be Chris Boswell, and he will also be the punter as well. Cool. Alright, guys. I'm going to be ending off this stream in 2 minutes, so if you guys have anything else to say it now. Yeah. That's pretty much it for this live stream. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed me talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the 2026 NFL Draft. I hope everybody had fun. I hope everybody enjoyed talking about the NFL, the 2026 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and any other team we talked about tonight. I hope everybody has enjoyed this live stream. My next live stream on my YouTube channel will be a gaming stream. It will be on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 11 a.m. Western Standard Time. I hope everybody enjoyed me talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, the 2026 NFL Draft, and just the NFL in general. So I hope everybody enjoyed. Please don't forget to please like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications for all my videos. That would be appreciated. Don't forget to come back to my live stream to get my watch hours up on YouTube. And I hope everybody enjoyed, and I hope everybody has a good rest of their night. And goodbye, everybody. I'll see you guys next time.